Imagine a world where a woman couldn't be a police officer, a firefighter, or even a mail carrier. If she dared to dream, she couldn't be an engineer, an architect, or an ad man, and certainly not a doctor. She couldn't run for office, join the service, and she wasn't allowed to vote. Margaret Collier Graham dreamt big. While we weren't around in the late 1890s, when Margaret worked for women's rights, assisting with the suffrage movement that began with Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Stanton, what we do know is Margaret put the Mar in Wildomar, making her an important figure and a valuable asset in the history of our town. We'll begin by taking you back to the 1860s, when Margaret, or someone like Margaret, was a teen. This fictional depiction is simply to make you think back to how things have changed in our modern era. It's followed by an inspirational song, and then we will learn more about the contributions of Margaret Collier Graham and how her efforts helped change the world.
What are you doing? Heaven help us, you're supposed to be dusting Father's books, not reading them. Get up out of that chair and quit wasting your time with books.
And why not? Last I heard, the war is over, dearest mother. Thanks to Mr. Lincoln, we have a free and unified country. Listen to this. If slavery is not wrong, nothing is wrong. Can you imagine what an impassioned person Mr. Lincoln must have been to write these words?
No, I'm sorry, I can't imagine. Congress just passed the 14th Amendment.
The one where all men born in the United States cannot be deprived of life, liberty, and property?
Yes, my darling daughter. And see right here, it says men. As you know, next year is an election year, but we're not allowed to vote because we're women. The less you know, the better.
But Mother, that's exactly why I'm reading. I'm going to do everything I can to help. Someday, everyone will be able to vote. I will learn everything I can to make the world a better place for men and women. Books are wonderful. They give me a profound sense of joy, and they make me think.
Well, stop all of your thinking and get to work. Your father will be home soon.
Ever notice how boys are always told go, 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 and us girls are always told no, no, no? I'll show them someday just who I am meant to be. I'll read books and write them and set everybody free. How can we stop thinking? What kind of world would it be where everyone sits around simply taking tea? Why shouldn't I think? Might as well close my eyes. Forget how to blink. Take my last breath and die. Go, go, go. It's time for us to go. Remember ancient beauties. Scrolls were made with what they said. Cleopatra and Nefertiti both used their gorgeous heads. All of these books, from Eve to Ruth, Catherine the Great, Sojourner Truth, Jane Austen, Joan of Arc, Zenobia, Ada Lovelace, all had a mind behind that pretty face. Go, go, go. It's time for us to go. Forget the mop, forget the pen. I'll do the rest when I can. Important things are waiting. This is our best chance. And best of all, yes, best of all, I don't even need pants. I'll make a difference. They'll know that it was me. And they'll read about it, all about it. Just you wait and see. No, I'll never stop thinking. No, I'll never
Margaret Collier Graham was born September 29, 1850, in Keokuk, Iowa, and she passed away on January 17, in 1910, a mere 10 years before seeing the ratification of the 19th Amendment. The struggle for women's suffrage began long before the 1860s, but the Civil War broke out, putting a massive damper on everything. Afterwards, when Reconstruction began in 1865, the idea of citizenship, freedom, and legal rights for everyone were nationally contested. Many people, even women, were opposed to the idea of women voting in elections because many feared that men would lose their jobs. People at the time felt that women were needed as wives, mothers, and teachers, while men's responsibilities include the family, land decisions about property, laws, government, and business. The political power of white men was being threatened, not only by African Americans and Native Americans, but also by women.
The suffragists were strong-willed women who never stopped thinking of new ways to spread the word about securing rights for all citizens, even when facing backlash from the male-dominated media and the anti-suffragists. Suffragists marched in parades, distributed buttons, printed posters and postcards, and dropped leaflets from the airplanes. They were not going to give up until laws were changed. These suffragists came from all over the United States to picket in front of the White House. Many were even arrested, and finally, by 1917, Woodrow Wilson took note, stating he would endorse a federal amendment.
Meanwhile, back in Iowa, Margaret was 11 when the war broke out. She graduated from college and taught school. Her husband, Donald McIntyre Graham, was an attorney she met while at Monmouth College. Unfortunately, Donald contracted tuberculosis, so the Grahams and her sister Jenny moved to California for the drier climate, where Margaret wrote stories. They built a lovely mansion in Pasadena called When I Ate and invested in property, establishing our town of Wildomar in 1885. They entertained literary friends, publishers, and civic leaders. In 1888, Donald Graham became mayor of South Pasadena. In 1889, Margaret and her sister opened the South Pasadena Lyceum, which would become the South Pasadena Public Library. 1 year later, Donald died from tuberculosis. But Margaret didn't slow down. She kept on thinking and writing political essays, magazine columns, and stories about the West. She spoke to groups about women's suffrage and made her mark on the world and Wildomar.
Even a century after ratification, democracy in our nation continues to evolve. The 19th Amendment became a crucial stepping stone, advancing gender equality in regard to voting and civic life, while paving the way for women's rights. Women, like Margaret Collier Graham, made a difference, and here at the Wildomar Library, we want to keep her memory alive. Should you be interested in reading her varied, interesting collection of books, they are available online through Google Books and Project Gutenberg. Thanks to the 19th Amendment, women were never going to be considered second-class citizens again, and no one would tell them to stop thinking anymore. Don't forget to vote! This production was brought to you by the Wildomar Library. Thanks for watching.